I'm a massive advocate of learning from the experiences of others and surrounding yourself with people that are more successful than you in whatever path you want to go down. And when it comes to success, at least monetary success, Warren Buffett happens to know a couple of things, and he's very generous in terms of sharing his experiences and giving life advice to students and young people. And before I start, real quick, I finally released the Transform Your Grades in 30 Days challenge. So if you're watching all my videos but you're still struggling with procrastination, this course focuses on implementing and taking concrete actionable steps so you can level up your studying, so you can level up your grades. I give you 30 days of powerful growth mindset lessons to help you transform your grades, as well as an 8-page workbook to complete the activities alongside the lessons, a 28-page productivity planner, quizzes, access to our exclusive Inner Circle community, access to personal mentoring from me, and so much more. You can click on the link in the description where I talk about it more. It will be launched on the 29th of March, and I'm offering a massive 50% discount to the first 300 students on the course. So if you're ready for the Transform Your Grades in 30 Days challenge, click on the link in the description to be notified as soon as the course launches at the end of the month. And now back to the video. This is Warren Buffett's best advice for students in 2021. Invest in yourself. Warren Buffett once said on the television show Good Morning America, investing in yourself is the best thing you can do. And it makes sense why this is his biggest piece of advice, because whether it involves improving your studying, learning new skills, hiring a coach, or even going back to school, investing in yourself is one of the best returns on investment, because once you have gained that knowledge and that experience, you have it forever. In today's volatile world, even more so with this pandemic among us, you can lose your investments in paper assets, in commodities, in real estate, as soon as the economy moves up and down. At the same time, you can lose your marketability, employability, or your competitive edge as your skills become outdated and obsolete. So it's important that you keep investing in yourself to keep your skill set sharp.
By far the best investment you can make is in yourself. It's just hugely important. And if you invest in yourself, nobody can take it away from you.
Fix your bad habits. Buffett claims that habits have the potential to either help or hinder you. He says that the trick involves breaking free in whatever trap you're in before it's too late. Buffett encourages people to develop good habits sooner rather than later because, and these are his own words, you can get rid of bad habits a lot easier at your age than at my age because most behaviours are habitual. The chain of habits are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. He said, I see people with these self-destructive behavioural patterns. They really are entrapped by them. So everyone has bad habits they want to break because it's easy to let yourself go and stop eating healthily, stop exercising regularly, and not studying as much as you know you should. But feeling happy and positive requires a daily investment and a conscious effort to improve yourself, which often begins with letting go of unhealthy habits and engaging in healthy ones. Understand your weaknesses and strengths. Use that knowledge of knowing what you're good at and what you're not so good at to capitalize on the things that you do well and avoid the risk of getting in over your head in your weaker areas. And Buffett advises, you don't have to be an expert on everything, but knowing where the perimeter of that circle of what you know and what you don't know and staying inside of it is all important, he said. And according to Buffett, it's important that we double down on our strengths. It's basically the concept or specialization of labor. Thousands of years ago, each person had to be a jack of all trades just to get by. But these days we tend to have a more specialized skill set. So for example, one person cooks food all day and sells it on the street, while another person writes software in an office all day. Then at lunchtime, the office worker goes downstairs and eats at the person's street stall. So these two individuals exchange money for the food. Each one focuses on using their strengths because it would be time consuming and inefficient for the programmer to have to cook himself every lunchtime. And the food seller probably wouldn't be very good at writing software. Could it get done if they switched? Probably, but the quality would certainly be lower, and that's why we specialize. Take calculated risks. Warren Buffett explained while talking to a University of Florida class, there isn't anything wrong with taking risks, but you should only do so for appropriate reasons. Buffett has seen plenty of individuals and businesses alike take risks where they would have been better off holding back. He noted that greed is typically what makes people take extravagant risks. However, at the same time, it is important to take calculated risks. Taking a risk to achieve a goal requires courage to face the fear of uncertainty. It could be attending a university far away from home, or taking a challenging course, joining a new club or university society, or even starting your own business. No matter what the outcome is, we grow through the process of becoming more resilient and capable. Love what you do. Warren Buffett said in a commencement speech, you really should take a job that, if you were independently wealthy, that would be the job that you would take. You will learn something, you will be excited about it, and you will jump out of bed. You'll probably be infinitely happier doing the work that you love than doing something because it pays well or because it looks good on your resume. And we've all heard the quote, choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life.
Find something that you really enjoy doing if you can do it. And not everybody's lucky enough to be able to find that, but it ought to be your goal. To make $10 a week more doing something that you don't feel good about compared to something you'd feel good about, make the change.
And as someone who has had jobs that I didn't particularly like and jobs that I have fallen in love with and I'm passionate about, like the one that I'm doing right now, I can tell you it's absolutely true. Surround yourself with people you admire. People you respect and admire are the people that you should be surrounding yourself with. And Buffett often talks about how important mentorship is. And Benjamin Graham, an economist, professor and investor, played a significant role in Buffett's life as his mentor. He advises students to spend their time hanging out with individuals with aspirational qualities, because you start to become the average of the people you spend the most time with. It relates to the law of averages, which is the theory that the result of any given situation will be the average of all outcomes. And when it comes to who we surround ourselves with, we are greatly influenced whether we like it or not. It affects how we think, how we behave, and the decisions we make. So if you're aiming for better grades at school or university, it could be a good idea to start spending more time with students that are already achieving high grades. It makes sense, right? Confront your fears. You shouldn't not do something because you're afraid. Things that must be done to achieve success should not be obstructed by fear. And Buffett claims that he used to be scared of speaking in public, and to get over this, he attended a course hosted by Dale Carnegie, the world-famous American writer and lecturer. Fast forward to today, and Buffett is a frequently quoted speaker. He's also highly sought after all over the world. And if you are scared to do certain things or have weak points that could be strengthened, take steps to perfect them. In doing so, you'll become more accustomed to doing those things well. Never miss a great opportunity. Although the majority of advice given by Warren Buffett is of a cautious and conservative nature, he believes strongly in taking advantage of fortuitous situations when opportunity knocks. He said in a commencement speech at Georgia State University, big opportunities in life have to be seized. We don't do very many things, but when we get the chance to do something that's right and that's big, we've got to do it. And even to do it in a small scale is just as big a mistake, almost as not doing it at all. You've really got to grab them when they come, because you're not going to get 500 great opportunities. Stop procrastinating. Bill Gates once wrote that being jealously protective of his time was an important lesson he'd learned from Buffett. There are only 24 hours in everyone's day. Warren has a keen sense of this. He doesn't let his calendar get filled up with useless meetings. Even though you're not a multi-billionaire, you shouldn't either. And the biggest problem that most students are guilty of is procrastination. Whether it's watching YouTube when you know you should be studying, or scrolling through social media for hours a day when that time could be used far more wisely. But your time is a precious resource, and it's so important that you treat it as such. And if you are struggling with procrastination and your grades are suffering, but you're willing to invest in yourself and make a commitment to finally get your studying back in check, then my Transform Your Grades in 30 Days course is perfect for you, because I know what you're going through. I was the world's biggest procrastinator for most of high school, and as a result, I graduated with a 1.3 GPA. And fast forward to university, and I graduated in the top 5% of my university. I was able to completely transform my grades, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it and personally guide you through the process too. There's a link in the description, click on it and enter your email address, because the course is launching on the 29th of March and I'm giving a massive 50% discount to the first 300 students, so don't miss out. Click the link, enter your email, and I look forward to working with you very shortly.